Hello everyone, today is October 23rd, 2025. As the days grow shorter and a chill begins to touch the air, our thoughts naturally turn to the winter ahead. We all start to wonder, don't we? Will it be a season of gentle breezes and mild days, or will we face the kind of deep, biting cold that chills us to the bone? This coming winter of 2025 to 2026 holds a special kind of curiosity for millions of people all across Europe. We want to know what to prepare for, what to expect for our families, our homes, our communities. So, let's start with the big question. What exactly is the North Atlantic Oscillation? Imagine a giant seesaw in the sky stretching across the North Atlantic Ocean. On one end near Iceland sits the Icelandic low, rising air, clouds, and storms. On the other end, near the Azores, rests the Azores high, sinking air and calm weather. The NAO measures the pressure difference between these two anchors. The tilt of that seesaw steers a powerful river of air, the jet stream, a highway for storms. A big pressure difference means a steep tilt and a strong, fast jet stream. That fast flow scoops up Atlantic storms and sends them straight into Europe. That's a positive NAO, high energy. When the pressure difference shrinks, the seesaw flattens, and the jet stream weakens and meanders. This negative NAO can open the door for Arctic and Siberian cold to spill into Europe. Two very different winter outcomes. Meteorologists track NAO with an index, positive or negative. It's a natural rhythm holding the key to our winter season. Talking about highs and lows can feel abstract, so how can we see it? The answer is the map, our storyteller. We can spot the big players and how strong they are. In a positive NAO, a straight jet stream aims storms toward northern Europe. Wind and rain target the UK, northern France, and Germany. In a negative NAO, a loopy jet dips south, a red flag that opens the door to Arctic cold. You can see cold air pathways and diverted storms, snow where it's rare, rain bypassing the usual. Maps help us visualize two distinct winters. They are our guides to the drama in the skies. By following the maps, we can all follow the story. Let's dive into the positive NAO, a winter of energy and motion. A strong pressure difference builds a one-way weather highway across the Atlantic. Air feeds from the mild Atlantic, not the frozen Arctic. Northern Europe, Ireland, the UK, Scandinavia, northern Germany, trends milder and wetter than average. Storms arrive frequently, bringing rain and persistent wind. Ground saturation raises flood risk, and coasts face powerful gales and large waves. It's less about shoveling and more about securing what the wind can carry. The north-hugging jet shields the south, keeping storms and cold locked away. Spain, Portugal, Italy, and Greece trend drier and warmer. Mountain snowpack can suffer. Prolonged dryness raises concerns for water later in the year. One pattern, two winters. A blustery corridor in the north, tranquil dry conditions in the south. It's remarkable how pressure over the ocean dictates weather for millions. The other side of the coin, a negative NAO world. When the pressure contrast weakens or even reverses, the jet's highway breaks down. It slows, meanders, and carves deep loops. That breakdown dismantles the barrier holding back the planet's coldest air. Frigid air from the pole, Greenland, and Siberia can wander into Europe. Central Europe, and at times the South, can see dramatic, long cold spells. Think Beast from the East, Siberian Express, big impacts in unlikely places. The North can turn colder yet calmer, while the South becomes winter's main stage. When Mediterranean moisture meets invading cold, snow turns heavy and disruptive. Spain, Italy, and the Balkans can see rare, intense snow, straining roads, rails, and power. Severe cold waves can sweep from Germany and Poland down into France and farther west. Heating demand spikes, vulnerable people face higher risk, and agriculture can be hit hard. To truly understand, look to history, our greatest teacher. Past winters show the NAO's power in vivid detail. In 2010-11, the NAO stayed deeply negative. The UK endured the Big Freeze, crippling snow, record lows, and widespread disruption. Snow fell in Florence, rivers froze in Germany, and power systems were stressed. Contrast 2013-14, a strong positive NAO drove relentless storms and historic flooding in the UK. Meanwhile, Spain and Italy were dry and unseasonably mild, two characters in one play. One brought paralyzing cold and snow, the other, relentless rain and floods. Preparation must match the NAO's script, snow and cold, or wind and water. History provides the context, the story, and the warning. The NAO doesn't paint Europe with one brush, it writes 3 stories at once. Let's break Europe into northern, central, and southern zones and explore both NAO scenarios. Here's where the forecast gets personal. Northern Europe sits on the front line in a positive NAO, right under the storm track. Expect a season dominated by wind and rain. Fewer snow days, higher flood and surge risks. London, fewer snow days, higher flood risk. Copenhagen, coastal flooding and surge. Oslo, more rain, river flooding. Biggest risks, wind damage, power outages, and transport disruptions on sea and air. Central Europe often shares the North's mild, wet flavor in a positive NAO. Less severe cold, reduced snowfall. Paris, Berlin, more umbrellas than snow shovels. But in a negative NAO, this region can trap intense cold, ice and heavy snow that paralyze roads, rails, and airports, sending energy demand soaring. Preparedness here means being ready for anything. Traditionally, the south swings widest with the NAO. Positive, high and dry, water concerns later. Negative, the jet dives into the med, scoops moisture, and collides with cold, heavy rain or rare heavy snow in cities and mountain passes. Knowing is one thing. Knowing what to do is everything. Preparation brings safety and peace of mind. Stay informed daily. Check weekly outlooks. Watch the maps for clues. Check heating now. If flood-prone in a positive NAO, know your risk and plan. If heavy snow is likely in a negative NAO, stage warm clothing, blankets, and a small emergency kit with food, water, flashlight, and batteries. Leaders, monitor seasonal guidance. For positive NAO, clear drains, review defenses, pre-stage sandbags and messaging. For negative NAO, ready plows, salt, warming shelters, and coordinate with utilities. We stand at the edge of a new winter, guided by the NAO, the director of our season. 2 possible tales, mild, wet, and windy to the north, or a dramatic plot twist of Arctic cold and heavy snow. The exact path isn't fixed. The NAO can flip mid-season. Stay aware. Keep watching forecasts and maps. They'll show the jet's path and what's ahead. Use this knowledge for empowerment. Prepare your home, check on neighbors, have a plan. Stay warm, stay safe, stay informed. The story of winter is about to begin. Let's be ready to read it.